Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another wondrous Propagandacast. With me, your host, Imperial Dane. We're off here to an exciting 1 versus 1 on Holotny Ferma. We shall be watching here RNG MoonChild fighting here for the Soviet Union for the 30th Tank Corps with shock rifle, mechanized support, and Lend-Lease tactics. Lots of cons going away versus FestiveLongJohns fighting for Germany, for the Reich. Holding out here for the 120th Infantry Division. Tasked with holding a series of villages, including this one, in the face of a brutal Soviet onslaught. And we're noting here mechanized assault, and spear, and he's actually gone straight for mechanized assault. We're noting here, by the way, a dual pioneer, start indicating here that Long-John's wants to grab a lot more territory initially. The Grenadiers following up, could be opting for some assault Grenadier. Time shall tell, I'm sure. Rather interesting capturing order going on here for MoonChild. Normally it might be seen like this, and then this, but instead he goes here and then doubles back. That seems a bit like an odd detour to take. And I think it's actually a bit of a waste of time. I think, actually. Anyways, Grenadiers here, in particular, since he then has to move all the way back here and then down there, for example, it feels a bit odd. But still rapidly secure. We're seeing here, in fact, that Long-John's is going straight for the munitions point up north. In fact, spreading out a bit. He could have sort of focused more aggressively south, it looks like, with his dual pioneers. He is hoping to spread out and grab a bit more territory that way, perhaps also scout out his opponent's sort of movements. Noting his second Grenadier squad, no assault Grenadiers so far. Rushing straight for the centre here. It's a bit of a bold approach, which we do see a slightly more cautious one from MoonChild. In fact, vaulting over the fence here, of course also saving time after all that, but still also keeping his men together in case the fascists might appear with a Maschinengewehr. More conscripts arriving there. MoonChild, child of the moon, versus the man with some rather festive long underwear. And a third Grenadier squad here, rather than shutting up himself up. First case now to go and cut off the fuel there. And right here, Grenadiers trying to go for the house deck, get caught here by conscript in the open. Quickly vaulting over, but already quite damaged. That was definitely not a positive engagement right there for Long-John's. And Pioneers here encountering a rather vicious fusillade of most of the gunfire. And overall, right here, see that all of the initial engagement so far for Long-John's, due to the way he spread out, has rather ended in retreat, or even just a slight pulling back. Without having inflicted a single casualty as opponent's opponent, even one Grenadier squad already rather low on health and thus combat vigor. MG42 arriving. Looks like he's already expecting the Soviet counterattack. Noting here, by the way, he's sort of holding up next to the hedgerows, doing his best to sort of avoid being shot at. Now we're seeing a much broader advance here going on from MoonChild as he advances through all munitions points. More conscripts arriving there.
We are ready for action.
And the MG42 has pulled up as well. In support of the Reich. Go point secured, also noting plenty of munitions already. He could technically consider, say, upgrading some of his pioneers or laying down a minefield. We're now seeing an early bunker up here. And there we go. Another engagement. Grenadiers finding the building, though it's a heavily wounded one, already taking lost the country. That force goes away. Molotov's going off. In fact, looks like that might have informed the decision to get the devil out of there, because wooden churches, for some reason, aren't very fun to reside in once they're on fire.
Enemy forces are
Down there for the fuel point. Pioneers here in a bit of trouble. Bunker wrecker up there. We're noting here. No, not actually there yet. Conscripts will have been forced off before they manage to clear out the fuel point. And unfortunately, the Grenadiers are definitely not in a good condition. They need to pull back here. Pioneers up north continue to hang around there, continue to sort of try to see if they can't sneak past MoonChild's patrols and seize some more territory. Then they continue to act a bit of a rear gap, but they're not really going to hold on for much longer. There we go, down to 2 men. And there you go, finding off. Bunker still not upgraded. Pioneers need to move back, perhaps cover the flank of the MG42. The MG42 has to fall back. At the same time, the Grenadiers are sort of shifting back and forth. Taking up position there.
You need something built?
Bunker upgrade finding a way. And we're noting a second MG42 here for Long John. So 2 Pioneers, 3 Grenadiers, 2 MG42s. Rather heavy beginning there. Grenadiers need to fall back. They're quickly getting outmaneuvered here, surrounded. Other Grenadier squad moving in. There we go. Squad Molotoved. All the countries are taking fire from them. MG40 up the support grounds. The other squad now getting caught here as well. Things are getting a bit grim and aggressive. Not looking good here for the infantry they've shown in the beginning of the match. MoonChild has him severely outmaneuvered already. Again, a bit of danger of spreading out too thinly, as LongJohns here did in all his festive manner.
Germany now holds the victory point.
And essentially catching him with his pants down, displaying his LongJohns, if you will. But here up close, the Pioneers have a slight chance. No, ultimately they were a bit too heavily wounded already, and the conscripts ultimately forced them away. He could opt for some assault gunners, getting some assault troops in. I mean, in this map with all the close quarter, it could work. Also, nice mine right there from MoonChild. MG42 here. Ah! Oh!
This is now German.
Slightly bad angle there, but still some man to do it. Some man to do. Pioneers closing in, of course. No, troops suppressed. Can't do as much damage here. The Pioneers really have a chance of doing some damage up close. But there we go, already unsuppressing a bit. Flamethrowers. Troops moving up here with MD support as well. So both prongs here is making 2 of them with MD support. Leaving the centre though, dangerously open in the end though. He managed to push away from the south. Taking up going on here for the Child of the Moon. Oh no, LongJohns. MoonChild's the Russian. Damn Bolshevik. MG42 pulling back here, leaving the Grenadiers a bit exposed. He's still not upgraded a single Grenadier, thinking he's not quite got the tech for it, so I suppose I technically can't fault him for it. Though he should try nonetheless. Will overcame mechanics.
Yeah?
Well, probably not.
Einsatzbereit. Pioneers ready for anything.
There we go, almost done, so he can begin consider upgrading some of his Grenadiers with the lightest Maschinengewehren. Giving a bit of an edge there against the conscripts, and then there's a problem company up here for MoonChild. And over here, MG42 not quite fully supporting, right there going off there towards the fence. And MG42 shooting back. He needs to be careful he doesn't get caught on the move. MG42 up in the northern farmhouse with more troops moving in. The guys have, by the way, not been fully reinforced. But it is forced away. They took quite a shooting there from the conscripts. Few upon there secured, so a bit of aggressive harassment, and we're noting here that he doesn't quite have the force to stop. And we're noting the Dushka. So he's actually gone for Lend-Lease and adding in quite the heavy machine gun there in support of the Soviet peoples. And at the same time, we're just seeing all of MoonChild's infantry streaming down south like an angry horde. Quickly overwhelming the MG42 with sheer numbers. He could even lose it if he's not careful, in particular since the Russians are pretty much getting away for the retreat. And there we go. Dushka supporting it. And there we go, immediately pressing the Pioneers with some rather impressive heavy fire. Pioneers, barely making out there. Mechanized assault group now available, and he actually goes for one. So he actually does not get assault groups, but actually goes straight for a mechanized assault group as soon as possible. Now that's actually pretty interesting. Not necessarily a bad choice, although of course you have to be careful with the mechanized assault group. I mean, anti-tank grenades can rather easily leave it a bit sad. Still, with 4 assault panzer grenades inside, you can do some bit of damage at long range. Ooh, careful, careful, there we go, 1 kill, but still, careful. Doing a nice bit of damage even from the half track. He could try and move up here, try and flank. Oh, careful. He is in fact trying, but oh, he's getting too close. There we go, anti-tank grenade. No, he's moving in close again. Now the Scottish squad appears. He took the bait. And MoonChild punished him for it quite nicely. Panther is there, down to half squad. They did manage to wipe out half the Scottish squad there. Bit expensive though with a half track. Minefield there, covering the car off quite nicely done here. Assault here seems to be strong. We're noting a second Dushka here. Looks like he's adding in a lot of heavy machine guns here. An awful lot of them, in fact. Reorganising infantry, panzer grenadiers need to be reinforced. Schnell. Sadly, the assaults from some nearby panzer division did not quite have as much success as Long Johns might have hoped for, but time to pop over here to MoonChild. An MD4 here, not quite covering well. Also noting he could begin popping down some flag. Oh! Squad wiped out on the tree here with minefield. MD4 there firing away most merrily. Konski's being pushed away there. Fuel taking the nose. Good spot for the minefield. I mean, considering all weight of blocks here, I mean, this is going to make it very likely that anything ring in there will hit a mine. More mines going off there, but this time not killing a single one. Not a single man lost. Panzer because they're not fully retreated and realizes, looks like he realizes right then, pulls them back. No point in sitting out those panzer guns unless they're at full strength. And the MD42 continues here. And now we do see the group sitting up, but not quite actually able to stop it. With Konskis ring up there, like going to pop off a Molotov, and there we go, Frangible of Doom through the air. South is rapidly being secured. MD42 grenadiers here will need to fall back very soon, as they get utterly outmaneuvered and overwhelmed. And we only have Field Gun now running for MoonChild, preparing himself for any vehicular fun. But at the same time, he also has resources. Taking out, there we go, nice try, getting almost washed up the entire communist squad, but still needs to fall back. Zurückfallen. Panzer Grenadiers ready.
Machine gun, we are ready.
And looks like FestiveLongJohns has forgotten about his Grenadiers. Like a mechanized company up by now. A bit of an interesting late addition. We're noting here lots of S-mines going down here all of a sudden. Not a bad idea. Note he's also sort of setting up small areas that sort of make it hard to move through there.
Enemy forces are attempting
Some rather nice thinking there from Long Johns. Some good mining there. In particular around this junction, it could definitely prove nasty, in particular since there are no minesweepers for his opponent. Straight up assault through the centre here. Interesting enough, he's still not upgrading any of his grenadiers to light machine guns. I think Mr. Long John's grenadiers could benefit from that. Looks like anti-tank guns are now being pulled up to the front. So both sides expecting the other bastard to go for armour first. It would seem. But we do notice here a mechanized armor company is up for MoonChild. Mine going off here, taking out half the pioneer squad in a not very festive explosion. Juska taking up position here in the church. Advance up here quickly installed by another heavy machine gun knife that stays up behind a bunch of logs. Stalling Long John's assault there. Noting more S-mines going up here. Also the Juska getting outmaneuvered. Troops moving in there. Will he finish up the S-mine? He might lose the pioneers though. There we go, retreating still. More S-mines here. Pioneer squad in fact was wiped out. But again, with his opponent lacking in minesweepers, he's overall going to have an advantage there, no matter how many lies down. Lays down. Of course, if opponents get some armor, that could sort of be rectified. And a Stug E has arrived. A Sturmgeschütz has been pulled up from some moldy reserve and sent forward here to support the infantry division. One shot, one kill there with the 75mm high explosive round. Ronings, you note, so far has actually made reasonable use of his commander, except for the assault gun here, so that's actually not bad, but still interesting to note. Usually, I mean, you're used to speed and used champions for so long, so just the assault gun is practically the only thing you get the commander for. But now both mechanized assault group and the Stug here being used by the player. Lovely.
A sector has been cut off. Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
So he needs to be a bit more cautious about it, continuing it in a funny manner. MD4 choosing out, covering the minefield, not a bad idea, certainly makes it harder to sweep it. And certainly makes any advance through here a bit of a nasty experience. It's not only going to hit mines, you're going to hit bullets. It also makes a direct ooh-rah across this, by the way, also pretty much out of the question. Because then you're going to have ooh-rah straight from a minefield, so... And there we go. A rather strong position he actually created with a minefield and an MG42. very strong. It's only going to require a vehicle or some rather long treks around to actually get this position out of the question.
You have orders?
It's not something like, say, just a shock trooper popping some smoke running up could actually solve, because again the S-mines would then tear them apart anyways.
Soldiers ready.
And it's actually managed to avoid the mines. Crikey. And we got a Duska here waiting up here, hoping to ambush someone, trying to get that point.
Man down!
Enemy forces capturing
And there we go, more S-mines going off, the Spangminen. And there you go, trying to flank. Oh, actually there's a small gap here. Almost.
Territory is falling into enemy hands.
Except the MD probably can see that. But time for the mid-game analysis. Current situation here. That MoonChild is a bit in trouble. He's a bit on the back foot here. He's gone for Lend-Lease, but so far perhaps has not quite gotten the full bit of it yet. But now we do now see here he's actually set up a mechanized armor company here, and he does get an S-35. Not entirely sure if an S-35 is what he wants. I mean, armor threat. I mean, he's got a few gun. I think he should have gone for an S-76, added in some light artillery that way, blasted out some of the positions. I think that would have done him more, rather than immediately getting a tank destroyer of the heavier kind to sort of deal with any sort of armor. But on the other hand, it's not going to have such, say, a great presence on the infantry, which is really sort of the main issue here from Long John. That he's got a lot of infantry, he's got a sort of nice positioning overall with all those S-mines as well. So I think an S-76 would pay off a bit better here for MoonChild. That is me in my opinion. Some minesweeper engineers that will be needed will of course also then serve as a second engine squad, which can repair things faster. Otherwise he needs to sort of pull a more focused assault. Currently one issue is he's actually a bit spread out all over the place, and the way that so far Long John has sort of managed to set up defenses, I mean he's actually quite more of an extended effort someplace sort of break through, because again the minefields with MG42s covering them definitely can actually hold up a larger force. But otherwise, I mean, we got the Stugi as well up north, and also got Terra mines here, so there's a lot of things to sort of make it very difficult for MoonChild to maneuver about. And again, he really needs to make an extended effort with minesweepers someplace. And again, though, I really would like to see an SU-76 instead of an S-35 right here. Otherwise, I suppose one idea is try to stay up for the M4C Sherman, or I suppose he could try for the M5 half-track assault group. Perhaps outmaneuver someplace and do some damage there, but otherwise this Sherman might prove a bit of an aid. For Long Johns, I mean, he's definitely got a nice situation up here. I mean, he's a bit spread out, but at the same time he's sort of doing it in a slightly clever way with the minefields. That way sort of making it a bit harder to just rush forwards, giving him time to react to any sort of nasty happenings. And he's got some assault guns, panzer guns that are covering the flanks as well. And he's getting several anti-tank guns, quite well aware that there'll likely be some kind of armor. He's probably playing here for the Tiger. And I mean, you know, you'll probably still see people sort of playing for the heavy armor, but at the same time, it's probably not going to be as easy as it was previously. So at the same time, you do see him with a bit more equipment than you normally might otherwise see. And so there's more chance here for his opponent to punish him if he goes for Tiger. But at the same time, again, the way that MoonChild has set up his forces perhaps makes it a bit harder at the moment. But certainly he should probably keep up strengthening, and he should probably try and keep up the pressure on MoonChild sort of at different angles, making it harder for MoonChild to sort of more solidly build up some forces. But back to MoonChild and back to the fight. Also in terms of damage, they're actually extremely close to each other, and in kills, slight advantage there to Long Johns. In terms of victory points, we do note that MoonChild actually has the advantage in that department. Stuke moving up here. We do note that Long Johns here has a slight nasty tendency of getting a bit too close to the vehicles, getting them within anti-tank range. Though so far as opponent doesn't really do anything to sort of punish with it. So I suppose that's alright. And there we go, it is almost wiped. Oh, in fact, they got wiped out there. And there we go. Barely managed it. I mean, he probably right in. Nope, doesn't even do that. So apparently the blind angle here on the MG42 was a bit much. But there you go, nonetheless. Running through the minefield, wiped it out. Still did quite a bit of an effort to sort of get out of this MG42 thanks to the S-mine field. And now we also see a counter-attack going in. Bit dangerous there though, Long Johns. And we do see the S-35 has arrived here. Panzer's here not having a fun time there, getting flanked by flamethrower engineer squad. But there we go, they forced retreat. And there goes the fighting anywhere to the Stuke. Stuki clearly not having much luck there with the frontal armor. Can the Stoogie escape the HG5? There we go, high rate of fire. Looks like he might get off an anti-tank. There we go. Can he escape? Drive, Heinz, drive. Ah, scheiße. And there we go. He went down there to the SUD-5. A glorious victory for the Soviet peoples. And now he's actually secure in the north again. Note that was a combined effort in the north. But again, he should be careful. He should be careful. The Teller mines. The Teller mines. Oh, he's going to be backing straight into it. Oh! No, the Teller mine went off, destroying the Dushka as well. Of course, thanks to the commander, he can immediately begin repairing it, but at the same time, it's a rather exposed angle. He needs to move it. But it's going to be... Oh, dear. And there are 2 packs nearby. Oh, this is just a catastrophic situation right there for MoonChild. 1 Teller mine, aptly placed, has turned the tables on his advance a bit, or at least flipped it a bit. And now grenades and packs are moving up.
Contact with the enemy! Grenades!
And his SUD-5 is rushing, getting flanked. He needs to get it moving. By the way, he could try and call in some fuel drops here. Conscripts engineers are moving in. SUD-5 here. Close to getting wiped here by the Pack 40. And there you go, Pack 40 crew down. Light artillery barrage in. Field gun crew down as well. He could steal the pack, by the way, and add more anti-tank weapons to his arsenal. I would definitely recommend that.
Awaiting command.
Supply drop, supply drop.
Machine gun ready.
The enemy is taking what we have secured.
We have
Work your way towards the tanks, comrades.
AT gun has sighted us.
And there you go, rapidly securing himself a Pack 40. And another Sturmgeschütz has been called in to support the Infanterie Division in its defense.
Assault gun ready for action.
But that was just one excellent Teller mine.
Destroyer here.
Oh, it's a bit rare you actually see it just being practically on top of another unit or under unit as it moves in. Pack 40 here, a bit exposed, maybe gets off a few good shots there on the Stoogie, but at the same time this is a bit of a bad position.
Our
The
unit count is increasing.
the troops inside the church are not good. Another troops get called in.
Neutralizing a sector.
Come on, you got the munitions, call in supply drop, you can then almost practically neatly get a Sherman. Panzer's flanking in and immediately heading out of the Dushka.
You have orders?
Northern victory point falling out, and we're noting another barrage going in. Oh dear, straight hits there. Almost losing the heavy machine gun there. And, oh! And that's 2 heavy machine guns there, lost in a row to MoonChild.
Deploy heavy machine guns, comrade. Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Not looking good there.
Taking fire!
Surprised he hasn't called in supply drops, to be honest.
The enemy has us range!
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Pack 40 cleared out there. Comets moving up. The HG5 should not be moving up as well.
They've opened up on us!
Terrible situation right here for MoonChild.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Sherman available. Floating a ton of munitions though. Floating a ton of munitions. Really could benefit from a few supply drops. But there you go. Sherman is in. I think he should upgrade with a 50 cal to really increase anti-infantry firepower. So he has a bit slighter chance of sort of killing the bastards. The fascist swine. But over here to LongJohns. There you go, nice hit there from the Sherman. But as this happens, the Tiger arrives. I mean, how do you know again? Drop some fuel drops. You might have had a slight chance of actually having an advantage with it a bit longer. I'd say he was a bit delayed with it. And it doesn't look like he's getting the 50 caliber either. Pack 40 though should be recruited. Tiger arrives here from a schwere Panzerabteilung. Apparently the situation has been deemed dire enough to summon such a mighty beast. Bit disappointing the lack of a 50 caliber there. It is really a nice sort of pencil mounted weapon for the Sherman. And overall, I mean, pencil mounted weapons are now a lot more worth it than they were previously. So I mean, it would not be against upgrading a Tiger with it either, for example. But there we go, actually 50 caliber mounted on top. But still, he's got a ton of munitions. He really should consider expanding in either mines or some supply drops to sort of get some more fuel. Also, he's got anti-tank and field guns utterly uncrewed here. Sherman moving up here. Field gun there recruit. Whoa, another nice hit there from the Sherman. And there you go, Tiger flanks in. Looks like. And there you go, Sherman turns, shot bounces. H-25 there, does not bounce. And there you go, another shot from the Sherman. There we go, penetrates the front armor. And there you go, shot from the H-25 goes through. Focus side up, field gun fires well. Tiger down to half health already. At the same time, assault going in from the south. MB4 in a nice position in the church here. Still no upgrades for the Grenadiers, by the way. There's E moving in.
Our territory.
Oh dear, conscripts! Ah! Went down there. And field gun there hit close barrage though.
We are losing the sector.
And there we go, Sherman raking the Grenadiers. Almost wiping out the squad there in the process. But really heavy losses here for MoonChild. He can't really keep up with his rate of attrition, I think. Ooh, anti-tank grenade maybe. There we go. Damage engine. He could push in here with the H-25 and the Sherman, knocking it out. In particular, if he uses not focus sight but tracking, but instead, he's holding back. Looks like FestiveLongJohns is managed to push MoonChild onto a much more defensive mindset. And there you go, Tiger wipes out another squad. Things are rapidly falling apart now here for the Soviets.
The enemy is taking our territory.
As it seems, poor MoonChild has lost his confidence a bit. Which I suppose I can't blame him for entirely.
Anti-tank gun has arrived. Panzer here. Watch for counterattacks.
Bit quiet.
Yes. Tiger.
As both sides are trying to evaluate what to do. We see another Duska here. He looks to be very fond of his heavy machine guns. Who, by the way, have been made cheaper. Lots of mines on, and that's great, but don't stand on top of them! Don't stand on top of them! Oh, he was too slow there. Sherman here taking heavy damage, needs to pull back in the back forge, getting off a few good hoods. Close to Veterans 1 though, MB4 continue to remain here in the church, providing an ever eternal obstacle. And just get quickly pushed off the field by the Sturmgeschütze.
They're coming from behind!
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Grenade!
Another telemine here. I mean, LongJohns has really made good use of his mines compared to his opponent. And I mean, clearly, we're right here. They really displayed a great deal of strength and proved themselves to be a great investment for LongJohns. Veterans 1 for Spooky as he just tears through. More machine gun crews. Sherman rushing in. And there we go. Nice hit there, Veterans 1. H-5 gets off ahead as well. Can the Sherman get it? And there we go. Abandoned. Sherman though needs to get away, but does manage to blow up the Stug. Ballard versus the church. Tiger, surprised not being rather slowly repaired. He looks like he hasn't invested in more pioneers. So it's actually taken quite a bit of time there. I think that's a bit of a mistake there by LongJohns. Still no sign of a single supply drop. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to sort of speed up, say, the acquisition of another Sherman or say an Su-76 by getting more fuel. Rather surprised there. On the other hand, he does have more engineers. He finally got some with minesweepers as well. And there go nothing with the Veteran 2 engineers. We know all the repairs from the Sherman will happen much faster. So that is not bad. We're sort of seeing sort of grasping bit territory back here.
Ready.
You need fire support?
A new unit has arrived. Yeah.
And a pencil mounted machine gun now would not be a bad thing for the Tiger either. There we go, Sherman fit for the fight again. Closing in on Veteran 2. And rapidly rolling here on the roads.
Pioneers ready for assignment. Fight bravely for the Reich. The enemy is down to 200 points.
Looks like he might try and strike versus the Grenadiers down south. Not a bad idea. And as long as he stays on a safe distance. There we go. Machine guns just really tear up one squad member already right there. I mean, Pentaman machine guns do add a lot more to the tank, in particular the heavier 50 caliber and Dushka machine guns. That's not to say the MD42 Pentaman are bad either. Still, always worth noting, I think. Another barrage there.
Enemy forces are securing our
Looks like he's all of a sudden expended a lot of munitions. Looks like, oh, another Sherman has arrived. Might be for another Pintle MD. Well, he's got 2 Shermans now. On 1 H-35, he should actually have a decent chance of taking over. And now Panzers with the Panzer actually should at the same time be careful. Looks like we're seeing here LongJohns pushing everything into the north. He should, you know, continue taking that point. He's somehow... No, not quite. But Sherman's being pushed forward. Looks like the final battle will happen in the north. Who will win this fight of fights? Panzer's moving up. Sherman moving in from the south. Careful. He's moving it in blindly. And there we go. Lots of Panzer X-Pack 40 shots as well. Sherman already knocked out almost. And there you go. Tiger moving up to the front. Need to pull back units here. He shouldn't be engaging. Tiger though taking damage. Anti-tank goes off, but doesn't penetrate. Does damage. He's pulling up the Sherman. Canadian squad nicely hidden behind the fence and pull off a Panzerfaust there. Nice ambush there. Panzer is managed to almost take it out here. Trying to take out the H-85. Now they go down to combined machine gun fire from the H-85 and the German here. That's almost ready too. Absolutely brutal fight here. And the large infantry push into the centre. Fails in the face of an MG42. Sherman down here as it was abandoned. And now he's pushing forwards. He's blindly pushing forwards. And look at this boy here ready for another Panzerfaust. Up closer. No, the Sherman clears them out with the 50 caliber. Pack 40 though, salted out. And just knocks him out with 2 shots. Oh, good lord. One hell of an armor battle right there. I mean, just like the first patch, really put a bit more fire into infantry fights. I would say the LPD update has rather made something more interesting out of armor battles as well. And there we go. Field gun crew down, and this rather looks like it for MoonChild.
Don't let them flank us!
They're coming from
With another Stugi arriving.
under fire!
We have reduced our foes to 100 points.
They're taking losses!
So there we go, game over. A victory for Germany. A stalwart defense here led by LongJohns in the fight of some Russian farm collective. Some interesting things going on. We saw some rather nice and interesting use here of mechanized assault. Almost every ability used here. That's always pretty grand. We saw some interesting armor fights here. I mean, to a certain extent, I mean, MoonChild also played well with his armor, but right here, he just made the massive blunder of just charging his Sherman several times and just basically getting ambushed in some ways, particularly Canadian squad here behind the fence, despite, you know, in the end, giving its life in the front of the other Sherman, though, was actually a nice little addition here. In that department, he was a bit reckless. He should have coordinated Sherman's a bit better, probably pulled up here a much farther right and then gotten behind things there. I mean, he was also a bit lacking. I mean, I think he would have benefited a lot from a mortar. He could also hit him big, for example, clearing out some of those minefields, or just bombarding him. And that, I think, was another problem. The way that LongJohns played was a bit defensive, but again, with a bit of a light artillery, probably would have cracked a bit harder. And H-35, I mean, good choice in the end, but at the same time, I think an SU-76 early on might have had a bit more effect. And certainly I also feel that MoonChild, well, he made no use of the Allied supply drop. I think that would have benefited a bit more, and certainly also more mines earlier on. As for the half-track assault group, it could have benefited him. Again, I mean, no, I'll actually get into that video about it, I'll be making it, but still it could have benefited. It would have provided him with some reinforcement, but also just with a more mobile assault group sort of quickly outmaneuver again the positions that MoonChild had, and it certainly would have been vulnerable to that. But otherwise, you know, the lack of mines was turned out to be a massive problem here, and I think that was really one of the major issues, because again, I mean, just the way that LongJohns kept laying down mines really proved to be absolutely devastating. The S-mines, but also that one telemine here, that was just absolutely amazing. Almost knocked out the H-35 and destroyed a heavy machine gun. That's just absolutely well played. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone, let everyone see. If not, you know, send it to me, provide some feedback in the comments. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.